Hello, everyone, and welcome back. We have here the third round match in the solos tournament, and after fighting Snoopy, I'm fighting another one of the world's best, Terrance. I really feel that I've kind of had the seed of death here. Any of the people I've been playing here, with the exception of the first round plat guy, I feel could absolutely be the winner of the tournament. Terrance, super good player, plays a little bit more aggressive and a little bit different meta than you see a lot of the other top players. So he sometimes surprises me with the way he plays, and I think that's one of his strengths. He can set you on the back foot by not doing what's expected. So let's see if is he online here? Where is he? Let's take a look at his profile. Oh, I have way too many friends. Yeah, 9-0 this season. Season 8. Yeah. Rank 1 Axis. Doesn't get any better than that. Season 11 Allies. Yeah, so you can see his Axis is a little bit stronger than his allies, but, tip-top player. And we both wanted Axis, and he bid one IPC in the bank to be held with Japan for the honor of having it. And honestly, I probably would have liked to bid higher to get Axis, but I just don't want to have to keep in my mind that I have to not spend one IPC. That would drive me nuts. So let's get in here. We'll do our usual 4-2 to pressure Karelia with the tanks, and we are going to pray that we get 2 tanks or more surviving in West Russia and 6 infantry or more surviving in West Russia, because if you fail Ukraine or get a terrible West Russia against good players, you're probably going to lose 90% plus of the time. So let's see how that goes. Make sure 12, 9. Do West Russia first, because sometimes you need to be more aggressive with Ukraine if West Russia goes bad, or if it goes really well, you could possibly even retreat. Okay, 3 to 4 hits is the average on the first round. Oh, son of a gun. Uh-oh. Okay, now if this tank hits again, we're below average. Oh, now I get 6 hits. Okay, we got average. God, isn't that funny how you get more rolls after your men have been whittled down than you do when you have more? They're like, oh, you're complaining? We'll really put in the extra effort now that it doesn't matter. This is the real... Oh, that's not good. At least he's not bomber first. Oof, 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 oof. You normally get 4 hits on average here. Okay, that's better. As long as he only gets 2 hits or less. Okay. Alright, whew. Okay, we got average. I can be happy with average. In my opinion, I think average is actually allies favored. The problem is that average... probably about 1 in 4 of your Russian starts are just going to be like 90% losses, which is why I'm not as keen to play allies as Axis. Like in turns, starts like this where I get average, I'm like perfectly peachy happy to play allies. But if you fail Ukraine, kiss your ass goodbye, because you're in for a rough time against a player that's playing optimally. My last round, Snoopy told me he was trying something new and didn't tank rush stack Ukraine. I think if he did do that, I probably would have lost that match against him. Almost certainly. He's definitely a good enough player to close out the game with a advantage like that if he plays, bog standard. Alright, so that's it. And... isn't it funny? I get average. I'm so happy. I'm like, I didn't even get lucky. Nothing. I didn't get lucky at all. But I'm like, oh, thank goodness I got average. The world is filled with butterflies and rainbows. I've been beaten up so much in R1 that it can just get demoralizing sometimes. Anyway, that's it for now, and I'll catch you guys for UK1, and hopefully I don't spy a bunch of 5 tanks and a bunch of infantry here with no hitbacks. Welcome back. It's UK1. Let's take a look what Terrance did. So he did his kind of, interesting mix. He bought 2 tanks at the start, which is a little unusual. Most of the time, you don't see 2 tank buys. It's either all tanks or no tanks. So he didn't add any air. Here, Karelia, obviously C-Zone 3 or 17 he won. Average result Transjordan. What did he hit Ukraine with? Fighter 3 infantry. So he got an above average Ukraine, below average C-Zone 7. So nothing too out of the ordinary here. Since he didn't buy extra planes, I'm going to go for an immediate fleet drop with a destroyer and an aircraft carrier. Since there's only 1 unit surviving in Transjordan, I'm only going to hit Transjordan with these 4 units instead of bringing that transport in. And, increasing my odds of getting a 1-round kill. And the advantage of not sacrificing it is because if I move it here, he has to commit an aircraft carrier and a fighter instead of just a fighter and landing here. And the other benefit is if I survive in C-Zone 17, my bomber survives, I can move infantry over from India, plop them down in Egypt, and I can defend my bomber so it doesn't get taken out by the Germans, assuming the battleship doesn't hit it, which it usually does, probably about 50% of the time the bomber dies. And I'm going to be hitting this with 3 units because I plan to hit Karelia because that's why I buy the tanks. That's what they're there for. They got a job to do, and my goodness, they're going to do it. And when you get that sort of hit, usually he has other things to do with his planes. I'm also going to probably hit Morocco to give him another target with his planes if he wants the cheap and easy freebie, or if he wants to go for the risky C-Zone 8, which can possibly lose him the game if he gets bad luck. But Terrance has always been a bit of a risk taker, so it'll be interesting to see how things go out. But I want my France money. I want to force Germany into hard choices. Okay, other than that, I think we're good to go. Is that everything? Nice. This is the risky fight. Okay, you got the bomber. I'm glad I sent all the extra guys. That was a precision fight. Nice, no hitbacks. That's actually huge. That makes hitting the UK fleet a lot less attractive to him because I can rebuild a fleet and I'll have 2 extra Navy units there to defend. Okay, well, all in all, I'd say this has been a pretty successful UK turn. Let's tuck this bad boy over there. Take our hostage from New Zealand and we'll cart him back over to the United Kingdom to make sure the New Zealanders behave. I got the South Africa. God, my God, I forget that guy so often. It's like the Invisible Man. Okay, this is interesting. Do I want to set subs to not submerge against Terrance? I don't think he's behind. I don't know. I'd say it's a pretty balanced game right now. Yeah, that strong Ukraine kind of sucked. I would have liked to get an extra hit against him, but it was not to be. But C-Zone 7 turned out really well. Everything turned out pretty well. Actually, I don't think I have any right to complain about dice here. Okay, and leaving this guy here to force Japan to divide their planes to more targets. I think that'll do. Let me double check my buy. Sometimes I forget I changed my buy, and I'll like put the guys here and say, oh, I didn't buy a destroyer, I bought 2 transports, and then boop, it all dies. Nice. Okay, that's it for now, and I'll see you guys next time for USA 1. Welcome back, it's USA 1, and let's take a look at what Terrance did. So, 3 transports, infantry, and artillery, kind of signaling that he's not looking to go for India, since he didn't buy that tank. Took the freebie transport. Took 61. Looks like I got an extra hit here. Why didn't artillery die when I see an infantry left? Did he sacrifice a artillery over an infantry? That's a little strange. Failed Burma, no losses anywhere else. So this is a slightly below average start for Japan. They normally lose 2 or 3, and it looks like he lost 4 units and an artillery, which I'm not quite sure why he didn't sacrifice the infantry, but I'll take it. So I first always check to make sure I set my USA profile back to where submarines won't submerge in naval combat. And I'm just going to do the standard purchase. I do plan to go for Morocco because I'm a little afraid of him hitting C-Zone 8. And I'd like to discourage that behavior by giving him an easier, safer target to hit before I can consolidate my UK Navy. I think that's about it for combat. Oh, this was such an incredibly hard turn for me. I was thinking for a very long time. Well, first we'll move the sub here so he can't block us out of Alaska. I'll send this one fighter over to India because I'd like to allow UK to send a little bit more, but I don't want to move all my fleet down there to force the issue. I'd like to have a Medshuck cooking if possible. Let's put, no, I've made that mistake before. This guy can go 1, 2, 3, 4 if he blitzes that tank down. Okay, I'm just gonna plop this guy in UK. Now, there are a couple of options. What made this so hard is I had to say, do I want to hit Karelia or not? It's kind of a risky-ish attack. It's like barely positive, but it just takes so many German units off the board. And I said, okay, the other move is I could attack here and then stack West Russia with the US fighter, and it gives him like a 4 IPC positive battle if he goes for it, assuming I capture the territory. Or I can hit both of these and then just pull back and give him a free West Russia. And thinking about it, I think my position is a little bit... Yeah, it's pretty close to even, but I think my position is reasonably strong where I kind of want to drag the game out. I wouldn't reasonably strong. I think I'm maybe slightly advantaged, and so since I feel my position is solid, since I have all these extra Navy, I don't really want to risk losing a plane or Karelia going bad, or, you know, giving him that 4 IPC positive to wipe everything Russia has. I just... maybe I'm just kind of a coward at heart. It's... so I'm thinking I'll just attack these 2 territories, pull back into my turtle shell, and give him West Russia as much as I don't want to. That's the decision that I think is... that I decided to make. I don't know if that's the right decision. Probably from a mathematical standpoint, hitting into Karelia or letting him take that West Russia, you know, 50-50 fight is the best, but I'm just feeling cowardly. It's been so long since I've had an average, decent allied start that I really don't want to blow it by doing a risky move that I don't, that I'm not compelled to make. Alright, for Russia, let's get more attacking units. And here is the fight that I had planned. This is my coward's fight plan. I'll just hit these territories, I'll pull back, and we'll go from there. Can he actually, hold on, can he stack West Russia? If he has, let me calculate that real quick. If he puts everything in West Russia, puts 8 tanks, 4 fighters, what will I have left over to attack him with? I'm gonna have 4 infantry, 5, 6, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I'm assuming the West Russia I'm going to leave there dies without accomplishing anything. 4, 3, 2. Can I attack that? Oh. I cannot attack that. I cannot contest a West Russia stack. Ooh, ooh, ooh. With those 4 planes there, I can't stop him. That's something to consider. Well, I'm glad I thought about that. Alright, well, change of plan. Since I didn't put the US fighter here, I'm kind of forced into this. Without the US fighter, I don't have even odds on this territory. So this is kind of my only way forward. I can't offer him a West Russia stack where then he takes Caucasus for free. That's just not in the cards. You're gonna tell me this is a poor attack? It's unlikely. I guess I got forced into, I forced myself into this. I'm glad I thought about that West Russia stack. You'd think I'd ran into the situation enough times that I'd know what to do, but... Okay, AA missed. Okay, that's about average hits. His hits were slightly above average. Oh, he has AA second to last. Oh no, AA after infantry. Okay, so now I have to look at this and say, is it time to read? Let me write that note, though. for his defense profile, so I can remember that going forward. Okay, so kill 2 tanks. Do I want to capture it or pull back and save the tanks? Well, first things first, let's say if I pull back, can I save those tanks? So he can hit me, if I pull back to West Russia, he can hit me with 3 infantry, 7 tanks, 5 fighters, and I'll have 1 AA, 5 infantry, artillery, 3 tanks, 2 fighters. Cannot defend there. What about Archangel? I'll have 2 infantry, and he can hit me with 6 tanks, 5 fighters. Technically IPC negative for him to do that, but it's probably worth it to capture this at this point, to deny him the production slots. You know, I'm not really losing that much by going through. Yeah, because I killed 2 tanks. I'd be saving 10 IPCs, but by taking this out, you know, it goes down to 8, and if these guys get a hit back or 2, it's probably worth it. Next question, can I hold West Russia? Should I even try to hold West Russia? 5, 10. I don't think I can hold it. Maybe I'll move an extra infantry up there to kind of threaten him. Move this back. That's interesting. I think that what I got was was a little bit above average there, so I can't complain. I think I should have lost 1 more tank. Or I guess since I didn't lose the fight, I don't know. It doesn't matter. I could try to hold West Russia, but I don't think that's wise. I could say, hey, pick one of these. Do I want to move my AA gun up there is the question. Because he can hit this with 3 infantry, 6 tanks. That's kind of already enough to one-round me. I don't think the AA gun will help much. And if he's sending planes to Karelia, that means he's not sending planes, or sending fewer planes at my navy. So I think this is the best I can come up with. Yeah, it's interesting how maybe if he lost an extra unit in Ukraine, I could have hit this with 4 infantry. But how he kind of forced me to attack it because all my other options just sucked. So he forced me to attack him. You know, it's like he made me hit him. Fleet officer, he made me hit him. Look what he did. He postured there. Mocked me. I had no choice. I had to defend my dignity. Okay, I think that's about it. Actually, let's see. Can he hit these guys? You know, 1, 2, 3, 4. He can hit with... Where's his bomber? Oh, his bomber's here. Yeah, he can hit those guys, so I'm going to pull them all back. Three artillery there to say if you want to stack Ukraine, you're going to have to add a little bit more bucko. So hopefully we get 2 hitbacks from Karelia and I'll be satisfied. So game's looking pretty good thus far. Nothing too extreme has happened. I'd probably say we've been the slight favorite in the dice department, but not by a huge amount. Anyway, that's it for now, and I'll see you guys next time for UK2. Welcome back, it's UK2, and let's take a look at what Terrance did. So he went for the full land buy. It's nice since we took Karelia, he didn't get to produce there, giving Russia a little bit more space. Hit West Russia, got a hit back there. 2 hitbacks in Karelia, that's pretty sweet. We didn't get the plane, unfortunately. How many days in 3? Yeah, it's a shame, but you know, I put it there knowing that most of the time it's just going to be a flat-out loss for the Allies. But we do get some more income pressure. It forces him to make choices and kind of makes it a little awkward for him to defend France, since he has to land his planes in northwestern or kind of risk them in Algeria. Hit back in France. So overall, other than the sea zone battle there, I think we did pretty well with the hitbacks. So this turn, I'm going to get another transport so I can increase the drop pressure and hopefully distract him from hitting Russia, as they're quite depleted now. If you look down to 27 attack power. Gonna add a bomber for a little bit more offense and flexibility of where I can hit, and 1 artillery for India. Feels a little awkward to have 2 IPCs extra spent, but don't always feel the need you need to spend every single IPC if it doesn't advance your agenda. Okay, we'll blitz that. I'm going to use infantry on France because I should have overwhelming force here. The extra artillery could be useful for some other fight down the line, but I don't think it'll be needed here. Not a lot to do here. Yeah, not a whole lot to do. Really wish I had some targets for these fighters. I mean, I could hit this, but that's... I really hate attacking Navy early on as allies because this aircraft carrier isn't going to really do much use, you know, have much use for him, whereas my fighters are going to be able to trade a lot. So I don't like trading air for Navy unless there's a compelling reason to do so. Like in this case, I guess he probably has fighters to die first because they have nowhere to land, but still don't really want to do that attack. It's middling benefit at best, so I'm gonna skip it. I just hate not having any target with them. Feels like a waste. Nice, no hitbacks. Alright, let's move these guys in. I think I'm going to move 2 infantry there. I'll move these guys back up to India. Move our transport on its journey to meet up with its brothers, the United Kingdom. And yeah, it's a little bit greedy to send those 2 to Caucasus there, and especially since I don't have the India tanks to defend India. But since he lost 2 guys in Yunnan, including an artillery, his India timing's going to be pretty muted, especially since I have an extra US fighter here. So him doing an India 3 timing, well, there's some possibility for it. It's not a terribly likely result, and I'm willing to take that risk to help Russia, or help, not Russia, rather help oh, I have no words. To help, yeah, to help Russia trade against Germany. Actually, with that in mind, I might want the fighters to be here, because when I think about it, there's really nothing, no reason for me to have planes here, because if I have the planes here, I can trade with Burma if he goes there. I could also trade with Ukraine or West Russia next turn, and also if I attack there, I can also reach my planes back to India. So I think that has some sense. As long as I don't lose India this turn, but he only has, I guess that's 3 planes I can hit there, and 2 land units. That shouldn't be good odds for him. I think that's just feels so weird to have them in Caucasus. Like, something in my mind says that's wrong. That they shouldn't be there. They should be in India. But logically speaking, there's not a bunch of reason to put them in India. I mean, I guess he could move a naked transport here and not have to defend it. But other than that, I don't see much downside. So I'll do it. I have to watch out with Terrance. The man is not afraid to pull the trigger. Let's take a look at the scoreboard. Still behind, but usually the allies are behind in attack power for the first 3 turns in most normal circumstances. I think we're in a pretty good position. I mean, it's still a very close game, but you know, I've had so many allied starts where I'm just like, ugh. How am I going to pull myself out of this hole? Whereas now I'm like, I have options. I have units to do things, and my strategy isn't pray and cry. You pray, and when that doesn't work, you cry. All right, catch you guys next time for USA 2. Welcome back. It's USA 2. Let's take a look at what Terrance did. So he bought another transport. Yeah, that's interesting. Most people usually buy an industrial complex, but since he's buying a transport, that kind of signals to us that he's planning on not buying air and just focusing on having a bunch of land units. So combat-wise, he just took the freebies. So nothing too exciting. So going into this turn, USA was pretty simple. Yeah, I'm just going to buy 2 transports and 9 infantry. Some units here to try and plug up Alaska so he doesn't get anything too free and easy over there. And that's about the thick of it. My bomber doesn't have any attacks to do, so that means I'm going to bombing raid. I will happily, every bombing raid's just a little less than 1 IPC profit on average. An early game, when the allies have the income advantage, you really want to try to trade, even if it's like 50-50 trades, or sometimes even slightly IPC negative trades with the US and UK as much as possible with Germany, because if you trade evenly and you're richer, you're going to turn out ahead. USA just does not have that much to do, though. If I had that bomber in range, I might hit this with the bomber and the fighter, but I don't. Is it in range? It's not. Alright. Don't let the first bombing raid be a bomber death. That's always depressing. Excellent. 2. I'll take it. We take those. Alright, I guess So put the schmucks here. We'll move this guy forward. Looks like he's posturing that he plans to hit possibly hit Africa. I think I'm going to place the extra units here in the northern part of Africa to give me a little bit more of a med shock possibility. Okay, since there's no more destroyer in range, I'll move this guy here so he can be a little bit more annoying. Move our slow-moving navy up. And I'm trying to decide right now where I want this transport, because if I put it up here, I can threaten Norway, but if I do that, I basically am saying, hey, you can have Alaska for 2 turns, my treat, maybe 3 turns, no harm, no foul. And that's really something that I don't like to do. But the problem is I really want to take Norway next turn and not send a guy up from Sea Zone 6 and leave him there. And it's just messy, and I need to leave a plane behind. So even though it kind of hate it, I feel that it's ironically somewhat optimal to say, hey, Alaska's yours, take it. I hate doing that though, but I'll probably place infantry there to facilitate the recapture of Alaska in at least 2 turns. But the cost of defending it is, I don't know. Even if I leave the infantry here, I don't really have any planes in range. I'd rather have the planes here ready to impact Italy. Maybe I can leave 1 plane. Maybe it's worth defending. Maybe it's worth it. Maybe I can just move in with 1 infantry to take Norway. At least with this, I mean, it's not good odds, a fighter and an infantry versus Alaska, but it's odds. It'll make him think, hopefully. That might be the play. This is something I always struggle with, how much to defend Alaska with. I charted it out, and there's no way I can defend West Russia or Ukraine, so I'm going to try to, and since I can't do anything against Germany, I'm going to instead try to do something against Japan to slow their expansion here. I really hate buying tanks as the US. Buying a tank to retake Alaska. Tanks are just so inefficient. I hate building them. I'd rather never build a tank. Okay. I got a decent amount of artillery relative to my infantry, so I'll cut back on artillery. Okay, so sad facts. Can't defend either of these, but we're still gonna trade. Even though we're weak, Germany's also weak. So I am also going to try to take Yakut here because he has all of his planes here, which means he only has a bomber and 2 infantry. Sorry, he only has a bomber that can reach Yakut. So it'll slow Japan down. Who knows? I might get to hold this territory an extra turn. I think this is worth it. I'm not sure, but it's an opportunity to gain a little bit of income. disrupt Japan, maybe force them to divert more things up north than they'd like. So that's my idea. I also have the opportunity to hit Sikeng, but to do that, it's... oh, what did I punch it into the calculator as? It's a 72% capture, and it forces me to commit artillery over there, and I don't know. I feel this is a more fruitful approach because I want this income more than I want to slow Japan. It's more important to wear down Germany than it is to wear down Japan. The faster you wear down Germany as the allies, or Russia rather, the faster you can poke holes, you know, get a France stack, get a Karelia stack, and start rescuing Russia. So it's a little counterintuitive, but sometimes being a little aggressive with Russia actually helps them stay alive longer. Good rolls so far. That's a really slow load. Nice. You gotta hit back. He'll take that, though. Little dicey, because he'll now have 2 infantry and a bomber against my 2 infantry, so odds are he'll probably capture it, but hopefully it causes him some issues. I don't think I want to defend Novo. He has a lot of planes, and he doesn't really have any target for them currently, so I'd like to keep it that way. I'd like him to have a bunch of fighters that do nothing all day except collect welfare and burn a hole in his pocket. So sometimes, you know, when they have limited planes, you say, okay, I'll give him a bunch of targets, to, you know, a ton of targets, so he can't quite choose which one to fight, and take a lot of, either reduce the number of battles they take, or make some of them shaky, bad odds battles, or giving him no targets like this. I'm not going to put anything here. I'm not going to put anything here. You're just going to have nothing to do with those fighters. And that's the option I'm opting for here. I think his fighters would have been better placed in Anhui, but I think he placed them here to give himself a little bit more pressure on India. Always a tough decision to decide where to place your units as Japan. I don't think I need additional defenses right for here. I shouldn't. How many infantry? I should be pretty safe. See, actually, how many infantry is going to be there? There's going to be 7 AA gun, 3 fighters. Okay, that is super IPC negative for him, to the point where I think I'm going to hold back a artillery here to potentially retake Ukraine if he doesn't add enough tanks there to scare me off. This should be sufficient to hold. Hold very handily, might I add. Has he not landed his tank? Oh, his tank's here. It's really weird. Like, the fact that the tank's there tells me he wants to go after Africa. I don't want to build a destroyer. I hate doing that. I'm usually glad when Japan goes after Africa, because it gives Russia some breathing room. Gives the US time to get their Doom fleet up. Alright, let's check the board. Hey, turn 3. We're ahead attack power on our turn. That's usually a good sign that we're doing something right as the allies. Got 24 income as Russia. All is right with the world. Okay, well that's it for now, and I'll see you guys next time for UK3. Welcome back, it's UK3. Let's take a look at what Terrance has done. So, he's doubling down with the full land buys, makes sense. And for combat, Ukraine killed 2, no losses. France killed 2, no losses. West Russia killed 2, no losses. Well, that is not what we were shooting for. We should have gotten 2 hits or more there, so that's less than desirable. Okay, then. Yeah, what are we gonna do? I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to buy 2 fighters, because I really love air, and 6 land units. I need 7 land units for full, you know, if I do a full unload this turn and next turn, but I think I'm just going to take Northwestern Europe with 1 unit, and then use the rest of my guys elsewhere. Or bank them up, rather. So I was thinking I can take Burma, but I don't really want to take Burma. I'd rather hit Ukraine because Russia's very much weakened from their early game, you know, hitting Karelia, losing all their tanks. So they're on the weak side, and if I have a choice between hitting Germany and Japan, I always pick Germany. Okay. I think this just about does it for combat. It's a little risky here, but, you know, I have 6 on 3, should have decent odds here. Worst case scenario, I pull up some guys from the Med to go to France. And this is one of the powers of the Medshuk, is he's giving up France. Even if I don't go into the Mediterranean, he's still defending against it, and that's worth something. France is worth a lot. It's so important to trade France early on as allies. It gives you so many IPCs, and they have to take it back. So you're constantly draining units from Germany, which is very important. You want them to burn as many units as possible. Nice. Great. Not so great. Looks like I'm gonna have to go in with the US here. No Medshuk, because I need this guy for Norway and this guy to take France. I guess that does leave me with... Well, we'll see. We'll see what we want to do. He killed 6 with no hitbacks, whereas I kill 6 with no hitbacks, huh? Well... not the best turn. I'm going to leave 1 unit here to potentially trade back Transjordan if he wants to take it. Where do I want this bomber? I'm not fully sure Caucasus will be safe next turn. I think it will, but I'm not willing to bet a bomber on it. So I guess I'll just keep it there. For my fighters... Like, on one hand, I want them to go here, but they're not really in range of anything if I put them there. I'd much rather have them in Libya, so I don't think I'm going to move... Well, actually, I'll put them here. This will protect... this drop. I'll put a little protection symbol here. And a little attack here. Attack here symbol. I know there's some hotkey for a map node. Is it N? It is N. Okay. So if I capture this with the US, he can only hit here with 2 fighters. So I don't really need that much defense. An aircraft carrier and a destroyer and 2 fighters should be more than enough to defend C Zone 3. I'm going to keep this here. So, sometimes I pull that guy back. I said, oh, I don't want to give them odds, but that's a really big mistake. Because then I have nothing to recap Egypt. If he takes this, I'll dogpile it with my US planes. I have 4 planes, 2 infantry. Fight me, Germany. But if he just moves everything into Transjordan, then he gets Transjordan and Egypt, and I don't like giving him income for free. Yeah, okay, let's move this happy little submarine down here. I sometimes wonder if this is the better spot for the submarine, but I don't think it makes particular difference. If it's here, I can kind of zone out him sending transports there, but I don't know. I don't think it's ever made much of a difference. But something to ponder on, because sometimes little micro differences make the difference between a win or loss. So, well, that really sucked that I didn't get any hitbacks on him during his turn. That kind of, I think that kind of wiped away our minuscule lead we had. But we'll see. It's anyone's game as of yet. Put the artillery there. That should be pretty safe. But the fact that I didn't take Burma means this tank can join in and he can pick up 2 guys from C-Zone 37, so I want to be very cautious with holding India. I'd rather have more units in Caucasus, but I'm a kind of conservative player by nature, if you guys have noticed. When it comes to risk-taking and that sort of thing, people like Mac, if you ever watched his videos, he's just a god at playing from behind. Same with Snoopy. They're extremely good at saying, you know, I'm losing, I'm just going to give him a 60% on my capital. I'm going to, do this all in, and if it doesn't work, I lose, but this is my best shot at winning. And that's probably something that I'm not as good at as some other people, but yeah, I'm just the slow, methodical type. Anyway, that's it for now, and I'll catch you guys next time for USA 3. Welcome back. It's UK 3, or sorry, USA 3, and let's take a look what Terrance did. He bought the complex in Manchuria and a bunch more land units, as is his style. It's kind of a more old school Axis style, the super heavy land units. It lacks flexibility, but it just really has some oomph. He's there to end the game. He's not here to chip away, and play footsie with me. So, as for combat, our Yakut Gamut didn't work. Only got 1 hit back. Of course, we lost a unit there taking it. So, I don't know. It was kind of a middling result for us. Net negative, but sometimes you got to take those. And yeah, so this turn it's going to be 1 transport, 8 infantry, 2 artillery, and we'll save an IPC for next time. So let's get all the freebies out of the way. Do I want to take this with 1 or 2 infantry is the question. It's an important question. I think I'll take it with 2 because he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 places to hit. So he's going to be spreading himself a little thin, and I'm getting a little worried about Russia. They're a little poor right now compared to where I would like them to be. So you have to be very careful when you're choosing targets for these fighters and bombers. I want to take these out to help the Russians. Hopefully I can even keep that territory. And since I'm going here into the Mediterranean and plan to defend it, we go to carrier protection, where our carrier dies after the fighters, because he has 6 Japanese planes in range, and so he technically has an IPC positive battle. Let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on us, but I think I'm okay with that trade just because Russia's in a little bit of trouble, and if we take out 4 or 5 Japanese planes, I think that's worth the risk. That's about it. I want 2 fighters to land here. Can this guy reach 1, 2, 3, 4? He cannot. Okay. So I might... This guy goes 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I have to call back one of my fighters. Okay, let's rearrange this in a different way. To maximize our odds. If I'm gonna hit this with 1 plane, I want it to be a bomber. So I'm glad I noticed that, because I definitely want 2 planes on that aircraft carrier. Alright, let's roll. Nice. Even get an IPC for the good old US of A. Can't complain about perfection. Look at that. -6 for them, -0 for us. Good times abound. Put that guy there. I plan to hold... do I want to keep this here? I think this is its best spot. I plan to hold Caucasus and Moscow, and I should be able to do that. His forces not that strong. Where do we put this happy chap? I guess I'll move him over here. Guess I can get rid of these. Yeah, this is always kind of the scary part of allies. You look at the board and you're like, oh, I'm ahead in... Oh, except I'm not ahead in attack power, but the real prize is the logistics of how difficult it is for the Allies to reinforce Moscow, and how the Axis can kind of just pincer them from both sides. And that's really what makes the Axis strong, is how difficult it is to help poor old Moscow. Really awkward purchase. Maybe I overbought infantry. Maybe I could have bought a plane instead of extra infantry. I just love having a subjugation force in Alaska, so I don't have to worry about it. We'll move these guys down here to dogpile on any Axis encroachment. Alright, I think this is respectable. Nothing in range of Western US. Oh, I'm so paranoid about that. Okay, mostly want to get infantry. Do I want a tank? Do I want a tank? I think I'm going to pass on a tank for now. I'm feeling a little pressured by the Japanese. So let's see, I have 5 artillery. Is that enough? I think I would feel better if I had 2 more. It's not an efficient way to spend my money. I could also potentially get... Maybe I'll just get a tank, because that gives me some attack power. It gives me a little bit of wiggle. So I'll get a tank. In case I want to air raid and then retreat. A tank is really nice as the allies. Okay, we'll hit that. And that's really the only attack we got going on here. Thank you, fighters. And he hits back, I mean. As he should after that many rounds, right? Okay, so... Move there to block him from blitzing Vologda. Do I move an extra... Maybe I'll move an extra infantry there. So, what do I need to keep everything safe? So here I'm going to have, how many infantry? 7 infantry, 4 artillery, fighter plane. Okay, that's safe-ish. Berlin. Moscow is going to have even more, so that should be safe. And this guy here is to contest Evenki. Nervous game. I'm not used to playing mass Hulk infantry. Put that there, the tank here for a bit more flexibility. Let me double check. Double check just to make sure we're safe there. So I'm gonna have 8 infantry, 1 artillery, 3 fighters, and an AA. His capture chance is 28%. Okay, I'm willing to give him a 28%. Just making sure he can't blitz in. Alright, look at the scoreboard, and we're ahead a smidge, but very tight game. Both Germany and Russia are quite weak, so we're gonna have to see how things go. Luckily, USA got a nice shot in the arm there by taking France, but we'll have to turn that money into some sort of offensive support, because I'm a little light on transports compared to where I'd like to be at this point in the game. Alright, that's it for now, and I'll catch you guys next time for UK4. Welcome back, it's UK4. Let's take a look at what Terrance did. So he bought 13 more ground units, repaired Berlin, failed Ukraine, so that's really good for us. Perfect in France, killed 2, lost 1 in Southern Europe. So overall, I'd count that as a win because he didn't take Ukraine. How much did he hit it with? Okay. Alright, so this was kind of a complicated turn. So I had a couple options as UK. I could decide to take Baltic states and hope that Japan doesn't air raid Archangel. I could and leave my navy here. And it's a little bit of a tough turn for me. I wasn't quite sure how to do things. But at the end, I decided I'm just going to buy 7 land units, which isn't enough for all my transports to be full, because I'd like to buy another fighter to help add more beef to Moscow when he eventually decides to go for a big 2-1 punch, which is what I'm guessing Terrance is leading up to. Alright, so easy moves first. We do the blitz. We do the blitz. Wait, why can't this cruiser... Oh, it's because only one of them got loaded. Okay. Everything there. Okay, we're going to send... I think I'm going to just risk that he's not going to air raid Karelia with the Japanese. I'd really like that Russian income, but I think forcing Germany to trade a bunch of places has its own value. Yeah, I think I'll move the tank and infantry, or maybe I'll just move 1 infantry here to take, to capture. That way, when I build next turn, I'll still have enough for a full offensive load. I'm going to give him a free northwestern Europe, but I think that's okay. I'll be able to trade it back probably with pretty great odds for us. And let me make sure I can defend this. These fighters go 1, 2, 3, 4. That'll be 5 naval units against 5 fighters. I don't think he'll take that trade, but he might. If he does, so be it. That's how it goes. Let me just double check on the odds there. It's a 44% clear for him. So he might not go for that. But we'll see. I wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. It's a 5 IPC profit for him, even though it's a 44% clear. But he doesn't have many planes as Japan. Wait, this can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, if I add a bomber in there, that gets way less attractive, doesn't it? Ugh, then it's a 21. Ooh, 21 IPC profit. Okay. Change of plans. Change of plans. That definitely spices things up a bit, huh? Well, let's take Norway. Yeah, I'm glad I noticed that sneaky bomber. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that one bomber completely... Isn't that crazy how it goes from a 44% clear to an 81% with the addition of a single unit? Well, I could add an additional cruiser. How would that change the math? It would change the math to make it 48% hold, but I don't like it. I don't want to do that sort of dicey fight just yet. Probably would have changed my build, but better you catch these sort of things now than after he wipes out your fleet, right? Ugh. Yeah, the US goes after, so I can't really do anything. Huh. I had a job for these fighters. They don't really have a lot to do right now. Do I want to cut a cruiser and give him this engagement? You know, I've changed my mind. I do want to give him that engagement, because if he loses those fighters, I will smash that German stack. I will smash that German stack. He cannot go for that. Okay, I've achieved enlightenment. Yeah, there's no way he can go for that. Yeah, this will get smashed by the Russians if he goes for it. And that will be the game. Well, most likely. Maybe I can't fully smash it since he's going to Kazakh. But no, I could smash Kazakh if he puts enough there. Yeah. Okay. Sometimes you have to think about that sort of thing, you know. Can your opponent, if your opponent goes for that attack, will it create vulnerabilities? And it does. It creates an enormous vulnerability. And I'm glad I saw that, or I might have missed it. Okay. Alright, let's go with this. Nice. Okay. Yeah. Oh, did I make a mistake? Oh, I totally made a mistake. Oh, these fighters. Oh, 1, 2, 3. Oh, they only have one range. Ah! They only have one range. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, that's not good. I can choose to lose the fighters of the transports. Can I stack Northwestern Europe? Oh man. Okay, well, let's do all the other moves first. Okay, well, first let's see what the math is on C-Zone 5. Or actually, the math here in West Russia. How many fighters does he need to defend it? Ugh. Okay. That was embarrassing. he needs 3 fighters here. So that means... do I really have to sacrifice those planes? Oh, that was a blunder. For some reason, I thought I had 2 aircraft carriers, which I most certainly did not. Okay. Then, what can the U.S. funnel there? Can funnel 6 infantry. How many fighters? 2, 4. Can make it 6 fighters against 8, 3, 5. Oh, that is not what the doctor ordered. Not what the doctor ordered, huh? If I skip Norway and add the infantry, let's see, I have 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I technically have 7 fighters I can land there. This was not what I planned. Okay, we'll see if we can make a crap sandwich out of out of what we've constructed here. Maybe I can load enough allied units into northwestern Europe to keep it safe. I think I can make it IPC negative. If I add absolutely everything. I'll move them here. I don't know. Does he have the guts to attack? 34. I don't think he does, because he only has 1, 2, 3. 3 units, and I have a lot of US planes that are staring at... maybe he does. Oh, that was such a blunder. Crap. Well... I think I can still defend it if I throw everything in the kitchen sink at it. But I'm not happy. I think I'll just do 2. Don't want to risk too many infantry. Darn it. Darn it. Maybe I'll add an artillery there. Well. Oh, that's gonna totally disrupt my US logistics. These guys are gonna have to go here and gonna have to stop the med shock. Ay, ay, ay. Well, it's definitely going to be a heavy transport buy next turn. Alright, that's it for now. See you guys next time for USA 5. Welcome back. It's USA 4. Let's take a look what Terrance did. He bought another transport. Wow, he's got 6 of them now. So it looks like he's gonna be on the march for the islands here. Combat. Hit Kazakh failed. Very nice. Hit Sikang. No hit backs. But missing Kazakh is pretty good for us. Less income for him, more for us. So what you guys might be thinking is, hey, Blacktide, didn't you mess up there with the fighters and force of land there? To which I say, no. You're 100 years too young to understand my strategic genius. That was actually what I like to call a bait. I baited them into that move, and I'm now going to go for a Northwestern Europe stack, which involves bomber and some land unit buy, and of course a complex for Norway. So let me show you the depths of my strategic genius. That was definitely not a mistake. Wow, I really wish I could hit C-Zone 61. Can I hit that? I cannot, but I certainly wish I did. Oh, I really wish I could hit Egypt here. I have all these planes in range. This is the perfect time to smash him. But alas, it was not to be. I think that's about all I can do. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. Why'd I even bring the bomber? The infantry had it covered. Okay. Well, let's bring that bloke back. Start our Northwestern Europe stack. 100% of the part of the plan. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise that the Northwestern Europe stack was anything other than 120% intentional. Don't let anyone ever tell you otherwise. The bomber, can it reach 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? It can reach there. Don't know if it's a good idea. I guess I'll move those guys up into Alaska because there's really no harm in doing so. He has no planes that can reach here, so might as well not give him the territory for free. Buying a bomber, and I can always move some blokes back. Can't believe I did such a novice mistake. And once I add a Russian fighter there, it should look a little bit better. Can't believe I did that. At least we're able to recover, though at a logistical cost. I was kind of wanting to start a med shock, but Northwestern Europe stack is where it's at, if you ask me. Gotta kick him out of there soon, though. Is that everything? I think so. Is this safe? He has 5 planes. I have 2. 4, so yeah, that should be safe. Is this safe? He has 4 planes in range. I have 1, 2, 3. This is not completely safe. 1, 2, 3 versus 4 planes. I will move an additional cruiser there. That should make it safe, right? Then it's 1, 2, 3, 4 versus 4, and a battleship has 2 health, so that makes it a little bit better. Alright, let's finish with this nonsense. Okay, Russia, this is probably the highest your income's going to be for the rest of the game. Going to add some extra artillery to look a little bit more threatening. I really don't have anything to hit, do I? I could hit this, but that's not a good trade. Maybe if my fighters could reach northwestern Europe from Belorussia, I'd do it. But alas, they cannot. So here we are. Make sure that's my combat move I'm ending, not my non-combat. Pull this back. Japan has a lot of planes, and I see no reason to give him good pick-offs here, good trades. If he wants to trade, he'll have to go for Evenki, because that's all I'm giving him. Do I send 1 fighter here or 2? 1 fighter technically makes it IPC negative for him, no matter how he attacks it, and I think that's good enough. He has enough other targets to where he'll probably want to use his planes somewhere, question mark. 1, 2, 3, 4 places. So I would like to keep a fighter here, because if I don't, that means I can only attack these 2 territories, which is less than I want. So what I should consider here, first I'm like, oh, why don't I put some guys in Vologda, but I really can't stop a Karelia stack if I send just about anything away. Or sorry, a Kazakh stack from Japan. I'm really getting worn thin here as the allies, or at least as Russia. Yep, double check the numbers. It's negative 2.5 IPC attack for him if he goes for it, and retreats at the perfect time. If he doesn't retreat at the perfect time, it's a minus 11 and a 27% survival, 5% capture. So I think this is a sufficient deterrent, and we'll keep the rest in Moscow. I'll put 1 infantry in Caucasus to let them know, hey, it's not free. You have to at least invest something if you want it. Well, that's not where I'd like to be in attack power at this point in the game. I would have liked to eliminate him from Egypt this turn, but I did not. Would have liked to have done a lot of things, especially with the UK down here. They really haven't been able to put much pressure on Germany or Japan. Well, anyway, we've done the best we can, and we'll just have to see how the game plays out. See you guys next time for UK 5. Welcome back, it's UK 5. Let's take a look at what Terrance did. Took freebie Ukraine, took Karelia, France, Caucasus, Baltic. Okay, nothing too out of the ordinary here. So I was looking at the board, and Japan has a lot of stuff. I haven't been very effective with the UK. I don't know how much longer I can keep Japan at bay with these giant stacks coming. So I was thinking, and now that since I skipped that Egypt hit, he's going to get a ton of extra income from Africa. It's going to be a nightmare to clean that up. But I was thinking my best course of action here is probably to double down on my Northwestern Europe mistake. If I stack almost everything except for the two I'm going to hit France with, I can get him to slightly IPC negative on my France defense, assuming I pull those schmucks up out of Africa. Not sure if that's the right plan, but Germany just has so many he has so many infantry, and I haven't been able to whittle him away as well as I would have liked. So I'm just going to try to do the Northwestern stack into maybe a France stack, and hopefully that will give Russia some more breathing room to get us time to take out Germany before Moscow falls. So I'm going to buy 9 land units. I'm going to buy a fighter because I want to primarily focus on defending my stack rather than killing German stuff. Alright, so I'm going to go for these 2 fights. Maybe I'll bomb Berlin. That should be enough to one round him, right? It had better be enough to one round him. Or I could take this bomber. It might be better used to hit Caucasus with a little bit more comfortable odds. Because the reason I'm not using 2 infantry here to take Caucasus is I don't want him to take it. We retake Caucasus. Germany got 4 income, then he blitzes in with a Japanese tank, gets another 4 income for Japan, and I don't want to be giving them double income for that territory when I don't have to. Nice. Very good. Alright, got it. Okay. Well, can't complain about the results, that's for sure. Gonna move that guy up there to speed bump Caucasus attack. I guess this guy's happy where he is. Oh, that's not where I want them. I want them here. There's not a popsicle shot in hell that we can hold France. I'm glad he didn't move these guys up. Check my defense profile here. Carrier protection. I don't think I need that as US anymore. Whoops. I'm not going to exit and re-enter because it's not material. whether that goes into effect now or whenever the heck the game decides it to go into effect. Let me check to see my odds here in India. You can hit me with 7 infantry, a tank. How many fighters? 2 fighters, a bomber, cruiser, battleship. Okay. I should be pretty safe here, but at the same time, I don't want to give him odds on stacking Burma. I hate giving him this for free, but it's better than giving him Caucasus. Where can this bomber land? Okay, it does not have options. Got it. Maybe I'll put this tank here to put a little bit more pressure on Germany not to head back into Egypt. Remember, Northwestern Europe was not a mistake, and anyone who says that Northwestern Europe landing was a mistake is a liar and a cheat, and I advise you to not listen to anything they say. Should I put even more here? I actually do have quite a bit of flexibility in terms of holding India safely now. Might as well. Can threaten a 2-1 attack if he tries to stack Caucasus or Kazakh. Russia strafe in, and then the UK cleanup. Well, that's about all I got, folks. See what we can get done. Alright, that's it for now, and I'll catch you next time for USA 5. Welcome back, it's USA 5. Let's take a look what Terrance is up to. Took Kazakh, no losses. Took Burma, no losses. Took Evenki, no losses. So he had a perfect round. Alright, well, I think I'm going to continue on with my Northwestern mistake. If you make a mistake, don't admit fault. Double down. That's what the politicians do, so it must be a good strategy, right? So I'll just buy a transport, and then I'm going to buy a bunch of infantry. Let's hit there. How much do I want to hit that with? That should do. This is my nightmare. Also a little tempted to hit this, but the odds really aren't in my favor, so I won't. Tempted. Tempted. Let there be no doubt. Also a little tempted. Maybe I should just bomb him. then I plan to send 3 fighters, 1, 2, 3, 4, down here to threaten Anglo-Egypt, Sudan. Ah, sweet bomber. It was nice knowing you. Did I bomb him last round? Well, I got 2 IPCs bombing raid for that bomber. Rest in peace. Would have liked to at least pay for himself, but, well, that doesn't always happen, does it? I'm okay if he wants to hit this. I can slam it with some planes. These guys can go here. Can't really land in any of those locations, but if I move here, I can attack more places, I suppose, depending on where he wants to land. Discourage him from being too wild and free. I want this bomber. Guess I can put it here. Can hit some places. I don't want to put it on Libya because there is not a good chance, but a chance that he could take Egypt and then take his Japanese fighters, hit this, and then retreat off to Egypt. And if he does that, I'd rather just lose fighters rather than a bomber. It's a little dicey here. Well, let me see. What do I got? I got 8, 9, 10, 11 infantry, a tank. How many fighters? I'm gonna have 7 fighters. That should be IPC negative for him. It is. Alright. Let's keep the struggle bus a-turnin'. Alright, for my good friends, the Japanese, what do we want you to do? Do I want just more infantry? I'd kind of like to get some matter of artillery to keep my ratio respectable. So, for this, let's see, we'll use this fighter here. It's a little dicey here, but I'll go for it. And should be sufficient. Let me just double check. What can he hit that with? He can hit this with 7 infantry. I just assume I'll kill this with the British if it fails. 7 infantry, 6 artillery, 2 tanks, 6 fighters. The bomber can't reach right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can't reach it. So that, I'll just assume. Should be safe. Probably. If I put some Japanese fighters there, that's actually a little bit close. It's a little bit close. God, am I really that weak? Sad thing is I think the answer is yes. Yes, I am. I can't even take these sort of fights anymore, huh? It's a little sad. I guess if I land 2 UK fighters there, I could. They can go 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't really reach there. If I skip this, I'm gonna need a minute. I'm gonna run some calculations. Okay, I'm back. I ran the numbers, and basically I can't hold Novo, but I can hold Kazakh if I add more UK troops. So my idea is I added a little bit more here than I actually wanted to, because I want to capture this so I can not have to defend Moscow and can instead protect Caucasus, which it would be ideal. But we'll see how it goes. If this Novo fails, we are in a boatload of trouble. But sometimes you gotta take risks. So son of a... Really? What are the odds of those happening? That was a bottom 2.9% result. Jeez, I can't afford these with Russia. You can kind of shrug them off with the UK. You can't with Russia. That really sucks. It's really important to nip Germany's income in the bud. Well, at least no hipvacs there. That royally sucked. How many do I even want here? Do I just want most of my units in Caucasus? I feel like that's a little overkill, right? But he can send quite a few planes there. Man, I can't believe I failed West Russia that hard. I don't know if he'll go for this. Maybe he will, maybe he won't. I just don't want to invest any more into it. Maybe I should. Maybe that is the right play. Its odds on here are 1 infantry. The tanks can't reach. I should just load that up, right? What are his odds? Let me calculate that real quick. 2 infantry, 5 fighters against 4 infantry and an artillery. It's a slight profit, but I'm gonna let him have that rather than guarantee him it's the Caucasus capture with a bunch of extra money to spare. I feel so wrong to just put 2 units in Moscow. You know, maybe I shouldn't. I'll bet you Terrance would just flat out air raid me. I'll bet you he would just flat out air raid that with 6 fighters if I left it that naked. I know I would if I saw 2 infantry, 2 fighters, and a bomber. Alright, we'll do this. Ah, that hurt more than you guys know, failing West Russia. That's absolutely crucial, failing that. No. Anyway. Alright, that's it for now, and I'll catch you guys next time for UK 6. Welcome back. It's UK 6. Let's take a look at what Terrance did. Bought a bunch of artillery to say, get off my lawn, huh? Alright. Hit Karelia, no losses. Caucasus, no losses. France lost 1, so that's not a fantastic turn for us. What did he even hit France with? 3 fighter hit Caucasus 2. Wow. That hurts. Getting these bad hit backs at this point in time is making a big difference. So we're gonna have to play a little fast and loose here. So I'm gonna buy more land units than I actually need, and a fighter because defending Northwestern Europe is my Alamo. And for me, taking Burma is actually more important than taking Caucasus, because if he can land planes here, that's bad. Means he might have odds on India, which is less than ideal. So for here, I'm just going to use 2 infantry here because I got a whole heckin' lot of planes, and I probably don't need an artillery to one-round him. I think that's about it. Nice, no hitbacks. These fights are a little dicier. Never mind. Okay, this is the most important one, though. If I don't capture here... Okay, perfect round. Okay. He gets some luck, we get some luck. The world is balanced. The world is balanced. Okay, so where do I want this tank? I think I'll put the tank here. I should be pretty darn safe. I can move this guy down hither to give me a little bit more range on where he might pick up and drop. If he moves his destroyer there, I won't be trapped, but I certainly won't be happy. Okay, I think this is good. I should be safe here. He can only go 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, he can't land more than 2 fighters, so we're pretty safe. Move a guy over. I put this infantry here to clean up in Africa. Am I actually safe here? He can hit me with 8 units. Am I actually safe? He can hit me with 2 fighters. His bomber can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No. No bomber. I'm going to have... Should be safe. Air quotes. Wait. Why am I picking up an artillery here? Let me see. Let me check these silly transports. Yeah, I'd rather keep the artillery in check in case I want to attack something. Or he decides to hit this and wipes me out, because according to my calculator, it's like a 50-50. Even if I throw everything here, it's a 50-50 that he can clear me out or not. Man, even after that huge Karelia hit, it's kind of shocking how strong Germany is if he just buys infantry. Like, I did that big Karelia hit, and it didn't really accomplish much. I think I got reasonably good odds, but Russia's still way on the back foot here, and Germany's able to suck up a lot of income. So this is probably a pretty good game for analysis and reflection. Where do I want this? I think maybe I'll put them here, because if I land them here, he can just go straight to Hawaii, or he can pick up on these places, whereas if I put the units in Western Australia, he can only, if he fails for some reason, can only pick up from New Guinea. I don't think it really makes much of a difference, but that's my logic behind it. Yeah, and this way he can pick up here, unload if he wanted. Okie doke. I think this is about all she wrote. I'm unloading everything I can. I think I'll put that extra artillery in India in case he decides to stack. Okay, good. He can't hit that. Can't hit Libya. Well, that would make this defense a whole lot weaker. Alright. Tight, close, scary game. It's weird. It says I'm ahead in attack power, but I sure don't feel it. I feel Germany's just... Maybe I'm stronger than I think, but I certainly don't feel in a good position. I haven't chased him out of Africa, and it's turn 6. He's gotten such a ridiculous amount of IPCs from all this. It's really unfortunate. But that's how it goes. Yeah, interesting game. It's always fun playing Terrance. He plays differently from other people, and with this heavy infantry stack, and it's a little off-putting. I'm not quite sure how to play against it compared to other players, but I think we're doing, you know, as reasonable a job as we can. Asterisk, except Northwestern Europe. Alright, that's it for now, and I'll catch you guys next time for USA 6. Welcome back, it's USA 6, and let's take a look at what Terrance has done. He's buying tanks now. Looks like he wants to end the game quickly. Alright, so he hit Western Australia, killed 3, lost 2. What did he hit with? Okay, so that's probably about what we should expect there. Hit Burma. Got really good results. Perfect in Vologda, perfect in Archangel, and we killed 2 in Novo. So overall, pretty good hitbacks for us. Probably better than we should have gotten, and I'll absolutely take that. So this was a tough turn for me to figure things out. So I ran the numbers, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to give him a 7 IPC profit if he retreats when he's low on air, or if he just never retreats. It's a 3 IPC profit on Northwestern Europe. I think that's worthwhile to give him that, because I really want to wipe out Africa there, and I don't think he wants a mutual suicide attack when the US can just plop, drop another, you know, dump more infantry down next turn, or that's what I suspect, at least. Anyway, so 10 infantry, we're gonna buy another bomber. I say 10 infantry, but just 10 land units. So here's the big attack here. This is a, catch this, 0.7 IPC profit. Hope I can clear it. It's a 68% clear. Hope we get it, because if we don't, it's going to be very expensive, and I'm going to be very sad. And that's about all there is for combat. Right? Right. Because the US doesn't really do much until the very end of the game 4. That's great. Well, that's great for him. Don't hit, don't hit, don't hit. Nice. Okay, great. Great, 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 great. That was a... Let me check the calculator. That's exactly average. I got exactly average, and I couldn't be happier. All right. We take those. We absolutely take those. So let's move this guy up. Let's take our African brothers. Send, whoops, that's not where we want to send them. I'll send these blokes here just because. I'll move forward here to put some pressure on Karelia. Since I cleared this, if I didn't clear that, I was planning to take these guys into Northwestern Europe, but I got a good result, so I will move them thusly. That's odd. I thought I had more guys to move, huh? I guess I didn't. Well, for these guys, he's just gonna take that for free, most likely. I'll leave the sub here, because he's not in range of Alaska, so I won't try to defend it. Some reason I thought I had more transports. 2 there, 1 there. Huh. I guess I don't. So let's see. I may want to move some aircraft carrier down because this is very safe as it is in terms of, you know, what they can hit with. So I might as well start posturing for a med shock. I don't think I'll actually end up doing one, but it's good to make him think I might, and who knows, he might try to defend here with something. Okay, let's double check we got everything that should be going there. Let's recheck the calculator. That's the 3 IPC attack profit. I'm going to give that to him. I don't think there's any way he takes it though. That would be a super big risk. I can plop this guy on top of 46, but I don't think it accomplishes anything. Alright, is this in range of anything? Where's his bomber? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, dead. 1, 2, 3, 4, dead. Okay. Alright, I think this is the best we're gonna do. The reason I didn't send that artillery is because, one, there's no chance I have a Berlin attack anytime soon. So if he does wipe this, I'd like there to be more offense-oriented units in range. So the artillery could possibly retake or stack France, depending on what they decide to do. Alright, I think that's it for the US. Oh, I'm so glad I got him cleared out of Africa, though he's still gonna get the income through turn 7, but that's the price you pay for making a mistake. Tiny little mistake can have cascading consequences. But it actually, in some ways, kind of turned out pretty well for us getting this Northwestern Europe stack. We'll eventually get a France stack. We just have to hope our good pals, the Russians, can survive long enough for it to matter. I'd send that in. No, I don't. I'll keep that AA gun. I don't need more AA. He only has 5 planes. 2's enough. Just double, triple checking. Ah, I'm so scared. I'm so timid, like a little mouse. Japanese go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, he can't hit. Maybe I don't want the artillery here. Maybe this is just infantry town. Rather have the artillery to hit Berlin than to trade Karelia. Just kind of a habit that you usually want to build artillery in Norway since it's faster to Karelia, but that's not the case in this particular game. And a little side note for everyone, at least in my opinion, 9 transports is kind of the sweet spot for the US with Norway, because you have enough to fill up the transports and usually buy 1 plane every turn. Because if you go up to 10 transports or more and you're just massing infantry, well, that's good and all. You definitely want to build up your air force to help put up more pressure on, you know, Berlin or France or different hit points, because the kind of pressure you can put on with 10 transports is static, but if you add, you know, 5, 6, 10 planes, the pressure ramps up pretty quickly. Okay, I think I'm just going to do infantry by here because I'm starting to get a little scared. So let's do it this way. And What does my note say? I need 12 infantry in the tank. I think I should be able to put some of that on with the United Kingdom. That's 8. 8. We'll just say that's 7 infantry. Well, it depends. I don't know how much I'll be able to put on. I can always add more later after the combat. This should be enough to one-round him. Or rather, it had better be enough to one-round him. And I should be pretty safe, right? With 7 infantry plus 7. Yeah, we should be pretty safe there. So I like moving the stack here because I think he... Well, since he decided to stack Szechuan, I can put a mini stack in Novo, and every time you can hold income territory that they can't retake really adds up. You know, these tiny little stack shifts and things are what makes the difference between, you know, good players and amazing players. In fact, can I actually stack Novo as well? That's something to consider. Let's see, can I stack that? He can hit with 1 infantry, 1 tank. And I'll put... I guess I can put 2 planes there if that's the case. That'll be 1, 2, 1. That will not be IPC positive for me. What if I add another tank? Still not IPC positive. Okay, well, we tried. Well, if I put the 2 fighters there too, that would make it IPC negative. So yeah, I think I will do that. I think I'll try it at least. These little things can add up. 4 extra. Every time you hold a 2 IPC territory, it's like getting an extra artillery. Son of a... Well, that completely changes the math, and not in a good way. In a bad way. Oh, another hit back. If he gets a hit back here, this is really bad. Well, huh. Well, huh. Shoot. Best I can come up with. I guess I can get rid of the defend Kazakh now. Wow, that was really bad. The hit back here was, you know, not great, but complete failure in Novo. he got it's a top 8% for him. Well, it happens. It happens more than we'd like, unfortunately, but it sure happens. Maybe I can take that with the Russian, with the tank or something. I'll figure it out. Because even one extra infantry just makes the odds so much worse for Archangel, because those are things that he can use to block for his fighters. So I really didn't want to see that. Okay, we should be super safe in Moscow, though. Man, it's weird. I'm ahead on attack power. I guess it makes sense. I guess I'm technically ahead on attack power, but he is schmoovin' with his knockout punch coming pretty fast for poor old Moscow. He might even just do a suicide attack here to soften them up. Seems unlikely, but it's possible. So kind of a nail-biter game. It could still go either way. So, alright, that's it for now. See you guys next time for UK 7. Welcome back. It's UK 7, and let's take a look what Terrance did. Oh, his income's still way too high. So, 13 land units, took Caucasus. Man, that haunting, failing that West Russia attack is just dogpiled, giving him like 8 income there. Oh, it's amazing how those small little variances can lead to disastrous consequences. Anyway, he killed 4 units, lost 2 units. Nothing too out of the ordinary here. So I'm going to start buying bombers now, since Northwestern Europe should be secure, and yeah, we'll just go from there. This is a wild game. Okay, so bit of a messy turn here. I wonder if it's worth bombing that. Wait, his bomber 2, 3, 4. Yeah, his bomber can reach, so it's probably not. Okay. That's too many transports. So I have kind of a funny situation here. Since I just... how do you say failed in a nice way? I failed to take out Archangel, and so now I have to start making some sacrifices. And those sacrifices are going to be in the form of, I have to take planes out of Northwestern Europe. I'm going to have to use my tank to take Archangel and then land some planes in Vologda, because it's just too scary to do it any other way. I don't want him hitting either of these with anything approaching an IPC positive battle. So we got to do it this way. That should be able to one round him, right? 6. Should be. Really wish I could hit that bomber, but I can't. I think these are the fights I have to do. And I'm hitting Asia again to reduce the amount of things he can hit. Those Russian stacks. You can calculate a super sharp game like it. Oh, this is barely IPC positive, and I calculated that out, and I feel like a math genius. Then I just fail Archangel, and suddenly everything falls apart. So sometimes being a little too precise can backfire. Son of a... I have not been having good luck trading these like German, you know, the Russia adjacent territories. I've just been getting my ass kicked by these tiny little bros. My god. Oh, that's expensive. Am I gonna lose more than I killed? No, it's because I took out France perfectly, but man, France was the one I could afford things to go wrong the most. That's just not how it turned out, was it? Well... Oh. I just had a thought. I'm gonna have to place some, should be fine. That's 5 defending guys. He only can hit with 5, but I'm probably gonna want... maybe I don't need to add anything more. Okay. Originally, I was going to leave something here so he couldn't blitz into Caucasus, but you know what? I no longer care if he blitzes into Caucasus because it's German property and it will remain as German property for the foreseeable future. You can't hit Moscow, I got too much. This should be able to defend everything. Let's me just check if India is safe, because that is not certain at all. He can hit it with, let's see, 7 infantry, because he has something in Australia. 2 bombards, a cruiser, 1 fighter, 2 artillery, and I'm gonna have 9 infantry, 2 artillery, an AA, and a bomber. This guy can go 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. Looks like... he can also add in that bomb. Can that bomber hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Okay, so it's a 50... 48% capture. I actually don't like that. Let's just send 1 infantry out instead of 2. And that should make the odds look a little bit nicer. I guess I'll park these guys on top of his C-Zone 46 just to be annoying. And yeah, see, if I keep that extra infantry, it goes from a 50% capture to a 32%, which is a whole lot more attractive to me. No Japanese planes can reach here, so that's good. He can only have 1 German plane reach there, so that's good. I should be able to start med shock pressure too, if it so pleases me, and I think it would please me. Man, he has so much stuff, though. I don't think I can prevent a Karelia stack next turn, unfortunately, and then it's going to turn into a Caucasus stack, and then we got problems. But doing the best we can. I still can't believe how strong Germany is after that wipeout Karelia attack we had at the start. I feel like I don't know if I misplayed United Kingdom this game or something. I feel like I should have been able to exert more pressure on Germany, but alright, I think that's about as good as it gets. really wish I took one of these two territories. I failed. I really only succeeded in France and Sea King, but I don't get the Sea King money. Yeah, failed arch. Well, it happens. We'll see if we can recover. Really bizarre game. Do I want to give an extra artillery here? Maybe I'll put it in United Kingdom to have a little bit more pressure for a potential Karelia bus, because I do have a lot of planes. I have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and the new bomber coming, that's 9 planes that can hit, and 2 bombards, so that's a little scary. And he's hopefully gonna have to start sending things back if I can take France, stack France next turn, which I should be able to. Alright, that's it for now, and I'll catch you guys next time for USA 7. Welcome back, it's USA 7. Let's take a look at what Terrance is getting done. So, took Sea King, failed French Indo-Thailand, we got 100% hit back, so that's good, although not terribly impactful. Looks like he's ramping up here to go for Hawaii next turn, so I'm probably going to buy some extra infantry to plop down into the western US to reduce the odds of any shenanigans. So we're just going to buy 10 land units and a bomber. So finally, turn 7, we can end the menace that is the Germans in Africa. That's actually interesting. I can actually hit this. Oh, that's right, you failed French Indo. What if I hit this and then hit it again with the Japanese? That's a little interesting. That's a little tasty. Or sorry, with the UK, that's a little tasty. What are the odds there, huh? What are the odds there? That is... Huh. Well, if I hit and he has aircraft carrier dies first, then I pretty much just win, right? If I hit and he has fighters, it's like a 50-50, but it's a very positive fight. To heck with bombing Berlin when we can sink the entire Japanese transport fleet. That is enormous. I don't think he noticed that. I didn't notice it until I took a quick gander. That would be enormous. And we are absolutely going to go for that. If that bomber hits, we're in Gravy Town. If it misses, we are in... I just lost a bomber for nothing town, which is not my favorite place to visit. Terrible for tourism, let me tell you. Alright, I think that'll do. Hit. No! heartbreaking. What were my odds to get a hit? Ah, 72% chance to get that hit. Damn, damn, damn. I guess I can add some extra guy there. That really sucks. Really sucks. Oh, that would have been huge. Well, let's move down to protect what we have to protect. So we got 8. Ah, that sucks. How many transports do we have here? 7? Guess I'll move those blokes there. That's 9 plus 5, 14. Damn! Would have been huge. Ah, don't you hate it when your opponent blunders and you can't take advantage of it because the dice don't love you enough. The dice don't love you enough, huh? Alright. Do I move more units forward here? Maybe. I don't really care if he trades that. He can strafe the 4 units. I can always trade it back pretty efficiently. Darn. Darn, darn, darn. Have to remember to put units here. Infantry here because we want the artillery. Whoa, ho, 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 ho. For France, let's see, how many units is that going to be? 6. I only need 2 units there. That's going to be a little bit more than I actually need. But that's okay. Safe. You can only hit with 1 infantry. much to do here. I ran the numbers on Kazakh, and it's not IPC positive for me to hit it, and so I won't. I guess I can remove these defense markers. At least I'll probably be able to protect this group of income, but man, that probably would have been game if I wiped that out. Cut off all those reinforcements, bought me so much time to kill Germany. But alas, I could blitz up here, but I don't think that's worth it. He has planes in range and tanks. Better to save my tank for more fruitful endeavors. I could blitz this, but I'm actually okay with Germany detracting forces against Russia. Russia is going to fall. They will fall. It's just a question of if Berlin will fall. And if Moscow falls and Berlin falls, that's almost always an Allied victory. And yes, I am offering him Caucasus for Japan to potentially take. And one of the reasons for that is I have enough oomph, enough units to where he can't stack both of these. He cannot do it. So I'm gonna leave one infantry there because I value these UK units more than the Russian units, because I have a bunch of planes for them to trade with, so I'd rather not sacrifice them when I don't have to. I'm probably going to go after this guy. I also don't want his tanks to blitz into Vologda or anything. I really just want to hole up here. Hopefully I can deny him from taking Caucasus. Or if he does take Caucasus, I can at least stack Kazakh. Or a dead zone Kazakh. Because Russia still has quite a bit of muscle. But they're definitely on the decline. Oh, that season 61 would have been so sweet and juicy. But it was not to be. Instead, I donated a bomber. So pretty close attack power wise. If you're just up 10 to 15 at the end of your turn, it means it's a pretty even game. And when it's even in attack power, that usually means the allies are losing, unless you took out Karelia or some other strange circumstance. Even means losing as allies. So I'd say we're a little bit behind, especially after that 61, but I think it's still a winnable game. Alright, that's it for now, and I'll catch you folks next time for UK 8. Welcome back. It's UK 8. Let's take a look what Terrance has done. So, looks like he purchased 12 land units with his surprising wealth. Killed 2 France, no loss. Killed West Russia, Baltic, no loss, no loss, no loss. So no losses seems to be what he's liking to do here. From my end, I am getting very scared for Russia. And Germany is just way stronger than they should be at this point in time. So I'm just going to buy 7 land units because I have too many in the UK, and I'm going to buy 2 fighters because, my god, do the Russians need help. Okay, so at this point in time, I'm going to start amping up the aggression on Burma. Oh, how I wish I could have taken that out. I still have like an 8% chance to clear, but I'm just not that desperate right now to do something like that. We now have enough to stack France. That should help harm Germany's interests. The question is, how many fighters do I need to send to Russia? So if I mean, I should be fine this turn with just this many. I think I also need to start bombing. I need to take out Germany, and I need to do it yesterday, and bombing raids are a good recovery mechanic. I'm hitting Burma with 2 a turn, which I don't normally do because at this point I'm kind of boxed out of doing anything in Asia, so the only way I can really get value out of India is to just try to force them to trade more units retaking Burma. Let's see. So I want to add more units here. Is that enough to one-round him? Probably enough to one-round him. But I'm not going to commit any more units. I'm going to commit the rest of the units to Karelia, because one thing I don't like to do is to do those messy 2-1 attacks where, you know, UK hits and then Germany hits, and I just really hate doing those. I would rather stack up my UK units in Finland and then make progress there, plowing into the Axis and hopefully helping Russia a little bit. Or at least that's the plan. Let me... do I really want to run odds? Why run odds when you can go by gut feel? Should I add these fighters? I think I don't need them. I don't need them this turn for defending Moscow. I might need them next turn, but not this turn. Can he take out India is another question. Let me just do some quick numbers on that to see if he has odds. Let's see, he can move... How many fighters? 1, 2, 3. Where are his aircraft carriers? There's one here, so he can move 5 fighters, 1 bomber, so that's everything. And at the end of this, I'm going to have 11 infantry, 2 artilleries, an AA, and a bomber. His odds are a little better than I would like on India. I might have to move a fighter. Yeah, I might have to move an extra fighter. No, I should be fine without. How many fighters do I actually need in India? 1 should be enough. How many fighters do I have here? 5. Go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Should be good enough. Alright, let's do this. Need some bombing luck, that's for sure. 6, 6, 6. I'll take a 4. I'll take a 4. Alright, perfect round thus far. barely one-rounded. Okay, perfect round, perfect round, perfect round. Maybe not super impactful. I would have rather got perfect rounds with Russia, but you don't always get what you want, right? Oh. Guess I'll move. Oh. Surely one of these can get back to India, right? Yeah. Okay, I guess I could just park these here. I don't really have to park them in a dangerous location. I mean, nothing can even really reach there, but I think I'm going to put my aircraft carrier here so units can reach Berlin directly. Let me just double check. Can anything reach here? Here's a bomb. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Okay, then I'm gonna take this with the US, so it should be safe. Should be safe. Right, can you prevent me from taking that? Let's see, you can move 4 bombers there, but the fighters there, but that wouldn't make any sense at all, right? Then he'd just lose his fighters for infantry. So, this should be safe. Moving this guy here to deter him from taking Yakut. I'm keeping this bomber here to zone out C-Zone 61, forcing him to defend it, which he didn't last turn, and instead of sinking his fleet, I just donated a bomber. But that's sometimes how the game goes, huh? I'm moving 2 things here? Oh yeah, 1 fighter. I think that's good. I'll just put a little protection symbol here to remind the US that, hey, you need to move some crap down there. And then we can start hurting Germany's income a little bit more by picking off India and northwestern Europe, or not India, Italy. Unfortunately, it might be coming a little late, but I feel, other than that fighter landing mishap, I feel like I played a pretty solid game thus far. Oh yeah, let's move this bloke to safety. No freebies here. Oh, I've forgotten so many subs in the Pacific and just let Japan kill them. Probably my #1 blunder. Alright. Leave this guy here. Give India something to do. It just feels so wrong to leave those undefended. But there are no planes in range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dead. Okay. I would like to leave this. Well, do I really need to heavily defend that? I guess I don't. It's already super safe. But I might, you know, at some point move. No, I'm probably not going to even go for a med check. I'm able to trade India as is, or Italy as is, without the need for a med check. Alright, I think this is good. As good as I can figure out, at least. Well, I think this has been a pretty interesting game. It's been pretty balanced luck-wise, I'd say. Though I've had a couple really crippling whiffs on Russia that may seem small but have had a huge impact on the game, you know. Forcing him to get Caucasus twice as Germany, you know, that's additional 8 IPCs for him and something I had to trade, and then not getting the West Russia, and it just that those couple tiny little trades really snowball out of control, especially for something as fragile as defending Moscow. You know, if I had just a little bit more here, I could have prevented him from taking Kazakh, you know, because I'd have more Russian units to attack. So don't underestimate those small battles. They make a big difference, and small little efficiencies are what make a difference between a good player and a great one. That's how you win. Alright, that's it for now. Catch you guys next time for USA 8. Welcome back, it's USA 8. Let's take a look what Terrance did. Took French Indo, took New Zealand, Sikang, no losses, Burma, 1 loss, Caucasus, no loss. Darn, if he got a single loss there, it would have given me much better odds to clear it. I currently do have odds to clear Caucasus. The problem is that Germany will just walk over me if I decide to do that. So I don't really have that many options this turn, unless I want to, you know, go for, you know, C-Zone 59 and hit that. I don't really have many choices. I don't really have any attacks with Russia. I don't really have any attacks with the US. I kind of just have to buy a bunch of land units and keep stacking and hope it turns out happily ever after, which, believe you me, is not a great game plan. But we don't really have much of a choice. You can see we're starting to really fall behind in attack power, behind the Axis, and Russia's going to become an 8 IPC a turn island very quickly. So we just have to hope we can take out Berlin before they take out Moscow, which isn't looking terribly likely. But I shall continue to try until my hope is fully snuffed out. Yeah, taking Karelia. I don't really think I have anything else to do. Well, that's nice. And when I was thinking back into this game, where I went wrong, I think Germany just had too much room to take Russia's early income and bulk up, and I kind of just had to huddle and hide and cower as the Russians, and it really put me behind in a very meaningful way. Guess I'll put this bomber here. Suppose I can just keep that fighter there for now. Really, is this safe? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this is super safe. I guess I'll just put an extra guy there to defend against whatever may come. Maybe I'll put this bomber here instead to help protect Alaska, but I can also bomb Berlin if I want from there, so I think that's a better spot. Where could this bomber land? Maybe I'll put that guy there too. Maybe scare him, let's see, from going after Alaska here. Or not Alaska, Hawaii. Because I can go 1, 2, 3, yeah, with the sub and maybe work some magic. We'll see. I need to put some units down here to defend. Or I should put, I don't know, a cruiser and an infantry versus AA, and maybe I'll put 1 unit there. Or 2. I'm not sure. Not sure. Oh, yes, I have to send them back. That would be tragic if I forgot that. Actually, I will put 2 guys here. I'll put 2 guys here just to possibly take back Western if he goes for it. Unlikely. What would his odds be? Infantry and a cruiser against an AA and a 15%. Okay. Okay, I think I might give him those odds. We'll see. I think that's all we can do here. Let's see, 10 units. There's 7 coming back. Should be close enough. I don't know. I'm starting to lose hope in this game. Things are turning dark and grim. I'm starting to wonder if I should be investing in planes as Russia, but that's probably not very smart. Well, let's at least go here. I originally wanted to attack Yakut, but I'd have to land my planes in Evenki, which isn't the world's safest place right now, so I won't. And I'll just cheaply go over Kazakh in a lazy, desperate manner and see what we can get done. Who knows, maybe he'll go for an ill-advised 2-1 attack on Moscow. Son of a gun, there's my 2 IPCs gone. Well, we tried. Gosh darn it, we tried. Do I pull this guy back? I think it's the right choice to pull it back. He has a lot of planes. I can trade this very cheaply. So I probably don't want to give him anything I don't have to. Here, I'll keep a unit to prevent the Germans from taking anything for free. I want the Germans to have to fight and claw. The Japanese, I kind of just have to stall before their giant wall of units comes and crushes me beneath their boot. Oh, once they get Caucasus, it's just a nightmare. They got it very quick this game. Alright, that's it for now. I'll see you guys next time for UK 9. Welcome back, it's UK 9. Let's take a look what Terrance did. He bought infantry, he repaired Germany. That's about it. So, for this turn, I'm just gonna keep trying to max out my land buy. Maybe I should just buy a bomber to keep bombing Berlin to hopefully whittle him down a little bit faster. So let's do that. Hit him here, hit him there, hit him everywhere. Don't want to hit this just yet because my fighters would have to land here, and that would be no bueno. Let's take the freebies. Looks like I'm okay-ish in Russia for the short term. Not for long, but for now we're okay. It's nice that he's giving me 2 a turn to trade with India because frankly India doesn't have a lot going on. Yeah, I think that's about all she wrote. Where can these guys reach? Nowhere useful, got it. Nice. Need more of those. Need more of those. Not great. Don't get too... Oh no! Oh. Darn. That was a bottom 2% result. Oh, I take the 6 bombing rate. I take the big loss in Burma. Okay. Okay, let's pull these lovely folks back. Maybe I'll keep these guys here to make me a little scarier, to threaten potential attack on Berlin. Where's the best place to put these? Where's the best place to put these? I'm moving the AA here just to try to get him to trade more. I just want to trade him down with the UK and then knock him out with the US. It's gonna be another 2 turns minimum. Well, I need this group here to get back into France to have any sort of odds to do something to him. Am I actually safe here? I haven't run the numbers. Let's see, he has 45, 50 units that can hit here. Why don't I quickly run the numbers to make sure I'm not, like, giving away France. So I'm gonna have 38 infantry, 1 AA, 7 artillery, 1 tank. Okay, it's safe. Keep it secret. Keep it safe. Gotta send some blokes back to India because I got my ass handed to me in Burma. Yeah. It happens. I'll keep this guy here since there's really nothing to zone out in terms of island-wise. If he runs off over there, I might have something, but I'm sure the US can handle that. Alright, that's all I got. didn't land the planes there. Luckily, it's okay, but yeah, something to be cautious about. Yeah, still, well, looking at the attack power doesn't really give you the full purview of the game. Germany's so freaking strong. And he has Caucasus, so we probably got 3 turns for Moscow. Give or take. Alright, that's it for now. Catch you guys next time for USA 9. Welcome back, it's USA 9. Let's take a look at what Terrance did. Full land buy, as is his strategy of choice. And looks like he took Hawaii, Kazakh, Evenki, Persia. Got 1 hit back, so bottom side of average there for us. Yeah, so I was looking at the board, and you know, we got a long ways to go before we're gonna get anything done with Germany. So I was looking at the board and thinking, should I hit this? It's like a 54% chance to clear, or at least to survive. And I was debating on if I should do it, because on one hand, it's not a terribly relevant set of units. Like, killing this doesn't get me Hawaii back. But at the same time, killing this protects Alaska, so I don't have to defend as much. It prevents him from running down here and, you know, taking Africa and just being a distracting nuisance. And think I'm going to attack it. I don't know if that's the right choice, but it's what I'm going to do. It's an IPC positive battle. I'm feeling behind. I don't know if just bombing Berlin would be the better choice or not, but I just don't see a fast way to take Berlin. The moment he senses a threat, he's just going to shovel all that garbage down here. And a fast win for me isn't going to happen unless he messes up. So I'm just going to buy a sub, a bomber, some land units, and I'm going to go for it. I don't know that it's a fantastic move, but it's a move, and it's what I'm going to do. So, yeah, position's hard, game's hard. Sometimes there aren't right decisions. This is a decision that if you guys eat me alive in the comments, I would understand. I don't know, but I want it done. That wasn't great. Okay, well, you know, I guess I'll just get nothing. I guess I'll just get nothing. That's okay, too. I guess I'll just donate a submarine and bomber for absolutely nothing in return. I guess that's my turn. Darn. happens. I have not had good naval battle luck this game. That's Season 61 and... darn, I had 10 attack power to his 8. I was hoping... Alright. Well, let's just do some ballsy strafes, huh? %17% chance to capture here, but I hope I don't get it. But I have to start doing something, you know. I just don't see myself winning. I certainly didn't get the 17% capture. Do I go again? It's a 30% capture. I'm gonna do it. I'm really behind. And I got it. Oh, Jesus. Got the capture there too, huh? I get good luck when I don't need it, when I don't want it. I can't even make a move on Berlin. I need to wait for this to come through. Oh, that is so bad. That was so bad. That was an 11% capture. Ugh. Well, sometimes you strafe and sometimes you get strafed, right? Oh, that's going to hurt. I think that's probably the game. That's too juicy of a target. Germany can smash that. Japan's probably going to save their precious resources. Then they'll probably smash that. Or maybe just walk into Berlin. Well, out of my hands. It's a dice game. Dice happen. Especially when you have to take risks. Welcome back. It's UK 10. Let's take a look what Terrance did. 8 infantry, 6 points of repair. So it looks like he went after Finland. I'm guessing we got 3 hit backs, so we got pretty good result there. Italy, we got a poor result. We hit one guy, he killed 3 of ours and retreated, but on the bright side, we kept Italy, and we're going to get Southern Europe, so that's some compensation. For this turn, after that massively unideal, shall we say, turn we had, I'm just going to buy 12 land units. A little bit more than I need, but, well... I'm just going to slap down 3 guys in Italy because I just want Germany to trade himself down. I'm so far away from being able to kill him that I kind of just had to put the foot on the gas and say, hey, trade 2 or 3 units a turn here. Maybe US gets something done. So, AKA our plan is hopes and prayers. Let's get into it. So first things first, we'll take our freebies. We'll take these cute little bombers. And we're going to do what they were born to do. They were born to bomb, and bomb they shall. I guess even with that result, Moscow. How safe is Moscow? What did I surely calculated that, right? I feel like... what are his odds after that kerfuffle? I got 21 infantry, 7 artillery, 5 fighters, and 1 cute AA gun. That's a 75% chance. What if I add 3 more cutie fighters? It goes to a 27%. And I think I'm going to give him those odds because I'm desperate. I'm desperate. I think that's it. I don't think I want to do any artillery raiding or anything of that ilk. Come on, bombers. Nice. Below average, but if he doesn't get a hit back, I'm okay with that. Now, for your information, some of you might be asking, hey, Blacktide, why aren't you putting more of those fighters in Moscow to keep Moscow safe? And that, to that request, am I safe here? I am safe there. It is very purposeful that I'm not putting more guys in Moscow. Very, very purposeful. I want enough to give him bad odds to say, hey, don't hit that. But at the same time, every fighter I have in range of Moscow puts the fear of God in him. You know, says, hey, you better, or not Moscow, Berlin, you better keep this safe. Why don't you plant your fighters over here? Keep it safe. I might take out Germany. Whereas if I have all of my fighters defending here redundantly, that makes him a little bit more bold. What I don't want him to do is to hold Karelia. I want him to just hunker down in Berlin and let me take all of these territories, start reinforcing Moscow, and do that sort of thing. That's how we can potentially come back and win this game. Am I safe in... Am I safe in India? Let me quickly run that. What does he have? He can hit me with 6 infantry, 2 artillery, 5 fighters, a bomber against 13 infantry. Pretty low odds of capture, but I think I can afford to leave one guy back. Brings his Moscow odds to 42%. I think I have to give him those odds. I'm willing to give him a 42% to capture at minus 29 IPCs. Yeah, I can add one more plane. Do I want to add one more plane? I don't really want to add one more plane. I want him scared. And again, my ideal circumstances are I'm able to flood into Karelia, start taking these German territories, adding units to Moscow, while holding India, and then we have a game. then we have a game where I have an economic advantage. Caucasus kind of sucks, but if we can get to that point, I think we'll have a real shot at winning. Because we'd have France, Karelia, and India, and as long as I can drag the game out and not trade too egregiously, we should come out on top over time. Whether he's going to give me a chance to get there is something different altogether, and I have a feeling these guys, West Russia and Kazakh, are going to absolutely get slapped. He has a lot of reinforcements coming in. Anyway, that's the best I can come up with. That's the best I can come up with. You know what? Let's put three boys there. Force Germany to trade. Hey, you want this? Pay for it. Pay for it. I mean, you can see we're doing really good on the income front. The problem is Russia. It's always the problem with the Allies, is the logistical difficulties of defending Russia. Anyway, that's it for now, and I'll see you guys next time for USA 10. Welcome back, it's USA 10. Let's take a look at what Terrance has done. Bought a bunch of tanks and infantry, saying he wants this game to end, and he wants it to end now. Wiped us out. Well, we got butchered. We knew we were going to get butchered. We got butchered. We knew it was going to happen. It happened, and here we are. So, just gonna buy 13 units, and we're gonna roll with it. Not a lot to be done. I'll just move all these guys forward. Move the AA here to discourage him from retaking Italy. At least he's getting poor with 26 IPCs. But that's about the end of the good news. That's about the end of the good news. There wasn't a lot. I guess I can put this guy up here since his destroyer is out of range of 59, so he can't be too sneaky. Move our guys up here to potentially reinforce Russia. He has a 54% chance to conquer France, but I don't see any reason why he would take it. That's IPC negative. Why would he give me a chance back into the game? But, hey, a girl can dream, right? Well, he has nothing in range anymore of Western US, so we'll move them up to here. He can't even hit Alaska. Probably should have moved these Alaska guys to Eastern Canada. I don't know if I should have done that. Then he would have just taken Alaska. There are no good choices in positions like this. Just shades of worse. So, as a time-honored tradition, when you're behind, I'm not even running numbers on Moscow. Yeah, I'm not even checking to see what the odds of certain things are here. We're just gonna do a cute strafe here. 84 something % chance capture here. I'll probably take these blokes out with the UK. I won't get the income, but yeah, we'll try round 3 strafe against what are the odds of that capturing one round? 11%? Whatever. I'll take it. Got an infantry. Legitimate question, do I push through? If I capture, I'm gonna get plus... I can't retake with the UK. I really have to take this. I can't let him produce there again. For some reason, I thought I had units in Persia. Did Japan hit Persia? Wait, did they air raid me? No. No, he didn't. The US just took care of it. Ugh. How is the attack power still similar? Shouldn't be. Poor broke Russia. Anyway, that's it for now, and I'll catch you guys next time for UK 11. Welcome back, it's UK 11. Let's take a look what Terrance has done. Well, we are starting to eat into their income, because he hasn't taken Italy back for a few turns. It's good. Forcing repairs. Took Karelia, lost 1 infantry. Southern Europe with no losses. Wow, he only hit it with 1. That's so greedy. But it worked. And Italy, he strafed it, got a perfect strafe, and lost nothing. Wow. Sucks. Even lost an AA on that one. So... I guess we'll have to do some thinking here. So...